Yo. Welcome back to today's Black Business News. This is I would call this more of an informative video that I have on my YouTube channel. That's preference only for my YouTube channel and my website. So thank you for joining me for today's video. Today we're going to talk about trading. Yes, bartering. It is very necessary for us in today's new businesses because and I, by the way, I'm Shaquila Richardson, MBA. I am the owner of Black Girl Magic Masters, LLC. We are a mobile and virtual secretary service. I'm also a business plan alchemist. So basically, I'm also an astrologer and numerologist, and I've been doing this for over 25 years. So you guys can trust your girl. I'm really the Black Girl Magic Master herself. And that's one of the reasons why I named my business this back in 2020 when the pandemic hit, because it was not going to stop me from getting the message out to you guys and making sure that you guys understand that as you're starting your business and as you're running your businesses, there are certain little things that we can do to keep this hustle going. And that's why I have titled this video Hustle 101, because there is room for trade and bartering in today's business environment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down a really wonderful guide that I was able to find off the Courier. And let's see, and let's just talk about what bartering and trade is. Okay, let's get into it. So, all right, now that we see that I'm looking all perfect. All right, so it may seem like something from a bygone age, but there is a place for bartering in the modern business world, particularly when you're starting out and your resources are tight. So it goes on to say, what are we talking about? Bartering is a cashless exchange system where two parties trade goods or services directly without money entering the conversation, right? So it might bring to mind some kind of medieval marketplace kind of strategies. However, bartering still occurs in a lot of today's modern business world practices. Typically in the shape of trading spaces where services or supplies, you got your Let Go's, your Mercuries, those situations, eBay, Amazon. So a design agency, for example, might offer a branding or a consultation in return for some time in the studio. So that's trading. That's bartering. Two businesses can set up a barter directly, but plenty of deals are facilitated by online or offline barter exchanges. So why is this important? Clearly, the big benefit of bartering is that it allows you to access more business products or services without parting with your precious cash. With cash flow always being critical, this is one way for obtaining value without spending. It's a little wonder that online barter exchanges have reported serious growth, since the start of the pandemic. You can extract value from parts of your business that might otherwise have gone unused. And you can increase your network and your brand visibility while you're at it. And this is why it's a video on our Black Girl Magic Masters channel, because we are only interested in furthering our business goals. So it says here that we need to be super careful about what we offer and what we look to receive in return and who we're bartering with. It says sometimes the value of the exchanged goods just doesn't match up to what, sometimes people end up with bartering away capacity they really needed for their customers. So we don't want to do that. So planning is definitely the key when it comes to that. So here's some things to keep in mind. So understand that there's a difference between direct bartering and barter exchange. So it says here is direct bartering works when you already have a company in mind, right? And they're open to bartering / trading with you. So basically, they have what you want and you have what they want. So if that's not the case, or if you're in the market for multiple trading and with barter contracts, a barter exchange is basically the place that you need to head to. It's a service that helps you find what you're looking for and basically it operates via some kind of trade currency. You know what I'm saying? So if someone wants your goods, you'll get this currency, which can be spent with any of the exchange's members, right? I realized that when I was doing, was that Posh? I realized that it was basically if you didn't have designer clothes, don't. But anyway, though you have to pay some fees, it definitely can be worth um, doing this bartering situation because it will increase your flexibility. And remember, you can also search for offline groups via your Facebook business communities or your local business communities. So they also say that we might have to still pay taxes, especially if we're in America, because we'll have to pay sales and income tax on our barter transactions since the IRS views them as equivalent to cash transactions. So whenever you are insured, whenever you are ensured that you clued up on your country's laws, you'll also need to keep tight records of what you're bartering and when you're bartering and any expenses that you incurred during the bartering. So the other thing they have is that check that your partner wouldn't pay you cash, right? You know, see, if you're on the receiving end of an approach, you shouldn't offer to barter until you're totally sure that the normal transaction just isn't going to happen. So research might indicate that the business approaching you fits the bill for your target customer, in which this case you should try selling at a market rate versus the discount rate. And this way you'll avoid devaluing your product and service and basically missing out on any sales revenue. So let's do the steps. How to set up a barter. First one, you got to decide what you're going to offer. You do not want to waste time wondering about what you can gain without first establishing what you can give. Shit. You got to write down a list of all your business's assets. Basically from what it actually does to what it requires to operate. And basically determine how much you can afford to give away in each area. Really, you need to take this number one step very seriously. And that could be your product or service, your time, or even physical space. So you need to make note of that. Like, I use this amount of space, I have spent this amount of time, as you're making a list of things that you would need in order for your event to go successfully, right? Also, number two, they said estimate value. It's not just about the number of hours or the number of units that you can trade. You'll need to work out their appropriate value too. See, this isn't an exact science, but you'll need to land on some kind of rough figure, whether that's the per unit, the per hour, or the per goddamn service. Listen now, this is so that you can look to the exchange with something of equivalent value. You know what I'm saying? Three, they want us to work out what you need. Because as a general rule, this should be the stuff that you would pay cash for if you had enough of it. Basically, working out what you need before browsing help, you know, it'll help you ensure that you don't end up with anything superfluous. So create a list of everything that's available via your trading and bartering that would genuinely advance your business. Then pick one or two ideas to pursue. Choose the ones that you most urgently need, and basically that promise the most added value for where your business is at. Okay? Definitely do that. Number four, consider a direct partner, they say. When your hair just go wrong, that's that Hamelo's hair gallery. That Lori Williams been growing my hair. After a year, it was like, anyway. Arguably, when you consider a direct partner, you should fully explore this option before you turn to the barter exchange, particularly as a first timer. I mean, it's free and more personal. Basically, you're offering a chance for meaningful networking. Take account of founders that you already have, you know, your non-customer relationships, you know, or basically have been meaning to reach out to for a while, and you try to spark up some initial conversations. Very good. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So just consider a direct partner. Okay. And then number five, they want you to, if you can't do the direct partner, they want you to find an exchange. So barter exchanges, they exist both online and they exist offline. And some will be listed in members directories of standard organizations like the International Reciprocal Trade Association and the National Association of Trade Exchanges. Did you know that those existed? So I'm going to guess that they're called the IRTA and the NATA and the NATE. So we got the International Reciprocal Trade Association and the National Association of Trade Exchanges. All right. Basically, this shows that you're legit, but you should also look into whether they specialize in small business bartering, whether they charge fees for membership per transaction and so on, or if they offer a built-in kind of benefit or research any kind of testimonials. You want to get some kind of reviews on this and the kind of members that they already have, as well as what and how often they're trading. All right. We really, really need to know that. Number 6, research the business that you're working with, because now's the time for some due diligence. This won't be as necessary if you're dealing directly and already have your relationship. But if you're using the exchange, you're going to want to make sure that they're legit, period. I mean, that's period. And that's why we're doing this guide on my YouTube, because this is a good starting point. All right. You can also get a decent sense of what a business is about and their digital footprint and their digital, all of that, when you do these kinds of research and investigative situations. Number 7, speak with them. Yeah, like use your mouth, right? A surefire way of discerning another company's validity is just by speaking to them or speaking to his team. One option is to set up a speculative meeting and discuss bartering as one of the few options. And in that meeting, if barter is is one of the cards, ask the critical question about quality, delivery, and accessibility. See, make sure you're prepared for these questions yourself too. Okay. Number 8, we need to negotiate. Value is just not a fixed concept. No, it's just not. It can be changed to a certain degree relative to who you're pitching it to. Unfortunately, you should reach what feels like a fair exchange for both parties. It's actually a good idea to avoid a deal that's too weighted in your favor. That way you can avoid feeling indebted or feeling resentment from the other business further down the line. You know what I'm saying? And number 9, define your terms in writing alongside standard reconnaissance on legals and taxes. You'll probably need to get a lawyer involved to draw up a nice little good old contract. Or for me, I use rocketlawyer.com. I also like LegalZoom. But you set your expectations and how you'll measure whether they're being met. This is what you got to do according to this guide presented by the Courier. And basically, like I said, you're going to have to measure whether they're being met in advance alongside those key details of the exchange. Then basically get your ass going. All right. So the key takeaways from this video as we conclude is that bartering is trading, and it is a useful way to keep your business progressing when you're low on money. When your money is short, you definitely want to look into trading and bartering, or simply looking to make use of the resources that you already have at your disposal. It's kind of like Cinderella. You've already had it. Dorothy, it's already been here the whole time. You'll also need to do the same amount of background research as you do if it was cash exchanging hands. You know what I mean? This is money. This is worth money. This has intrinsic value. And make sure you truly understand the cost and the value of what you're giving and receiving, because both parties should be happy with the deal and commit to it in writing. All right. So this has been How to Trade, How to Barter, Hustle 101. When it comes to this whole, let's get this money and let's be great. Well, we're going to conclude this video. Now, remember, you guys, hit me up on my TikTok at Black Girl Magic Masters LLC. Also hit me up on Facebook at what is that? Is that Shaquila and is that Keela, which is Kela. So is that Shaquila is ISTHATCHAQUILLA. Basically my first name. Mama had high, I didn't know. I'm sorry. And also don't forget that you need to like, share, and subscribe this YouTube channel because we're about to get started. And my website is Black Girl Magic Masters LLC.com. This is where you can find all my videos and all my affiliates and all my partners that I partner with. I'm a partner with Amazon. I'm a partner with Lovely Wholesale. I'm a partner with basically Nav. I'm a partner with Hello Alice. I'm a partner with the people that are, this is why we got to learn the trade. And also, we're going to be getting into how to do the corporate sponsorship in 3 easy ways. I'm going to put that link in this video just so that y'all can go ahead and grab a copy before we get started. Because I don't think I need to charge for this particular class, but any class afterwards, we're going to be charging. All right, okay, I've talked too much. Love, peace, hair grease. Y'all go out there and be great and go make this money. And I always prescribe to listen. I think that as minority business owners, we should have a job and own our own business. That way we'll feel good going into work. Because basically they're a client. Right? And guess what? Today is National Sandwich Day. And here's the question that I want to pose to you as I close. Are hot dogs a goddamn sandwich? I'm gone. Because I don't even know. Are hot dogs considered a sandwich? All right.